What's going on, people? Welcome to the match preview show. As you can see, smiles on our faces, well, on my face anyways. Going ahead to this one as we finally got a win after a little difficult, spell. We managed to get through after beating Liverpool 3-0 at Anfield. Confidence is high and we are back. No time to waste as we're going to be facing Brentford in the Premier League. Joined by Lou, Nick and Patrick for this one. As always, get involved throughout the show. Drop a like, subscribe, and let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Gents, are you lot as happy as I am? I mean, it's a bit refreshing. We went from not knowing what losing felt like to now going back to winning ways and finally having that experience, because, it's been a while. It's been a while, Lou, since we won a game. It feels like anyways.
Yeah, you muddled that one up a bit, but...
Yeah. That's what happened when we recorded earlier today.
Early.
I mean,
God, damn.
I mean, when you finish
anyway,
at 6 in the morning,
it's nice to go back to winning ways. This is what we wanted for Larnaca. We ended up losing that game. Then obviously the routine loss at the Emirates. But then obviously we was rewarded with putting out a stronger team, getting some cohesion, some cohesiveness throughout the team.
That one up, buddy.
It was a hard one.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you record late in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm happy, man. I'm happy Pino got the goal, so I got a double. It's nice. It's nice to have that winning feeling back. But it's the Bogey team on Saturday who take 35 seconds to take throw-ins, who are on the up. So yeah, man.
Can we really talk about taking 35 seconds to take throw-ins?
Yeah, because I think we're like 8th in the throw-in list.
There's an actual timer. The people count how long teams take for throw-ins.
The Athletic done a stat thing on who takes the longest to take their throw-ins. And what was in their last game against Palace? It was against Liverpool. Brentford took 10 throw-ins, average of 55.8 seconds per. That the ball was out of play for 9 minutes and 18 seconds. So if you're trying to pin a team in, they're gonna. Yeah.
I wonder if that was because they're facing Liverpool and it's like a combination of time wasting and making the most out of the opportunity as well. I don't know if they're going to be taking that long against Palace, but we'll see. And you did mention Bogey team. I'll just ask you this as well. Do you think that is a factor going into this game? Because we struggled against Brentford with Thomas Frank, and they're not playing badly at all. I'm not saying that, but it is a new era at the football club. Do you think, potentially that the Bogey era could be done? Is a good test. I'm not
really a bogey team person, because you face a different team every year, unless it's Everton, but we won't talk on that. But yeah, I think the key is in these games is to get the first goal, which then opens up the game. And that's why set pieces and throw-ins and goal kicks and trying to find that small edge is so important. So if they get it first, it could be a long day for us. If we get it first, it could open up the floodgates to getting a couple more.
Nick, are you concerned about the Brentford record? I mean, it has been very tight games, especially under Thomas Frank, but they have got a man who does know Palace well. He was part of the backroom staff under Thomas Frank, who now got promoted as a manager. So does that play a factor into your confidence going into this one?
A little bit. I think we all thought that they were going to struggle when Thomas Frank went. And I think we're all surprised by how well they're doing. So it's going to be one of the tougher games of the season. So yeah, I was more concerned when we were doing the Liverpool preview. I was more concerned about this game still, even though we've got a nice quarter-final to look forward to. I seem to just remember lots of 0-0s and 1-1s against them as well. Fairly turgid affairs, but we can beat anyone on their day, and so can Brentford. So it's going to be one of those, isn't it?
Yeah. And Patrick, I'm more confident after what we saw against Liverpool. And there was a lot of conversation about the number 10s, about even, keeping clean sheets. We haven't done that in a while. It felt like anyways. But against Liverpool, individual mistakes out of the window and also clinical in front of goal when attacking. It was the perfect combination. 3-0 win away from home. That should give us confidence.
That I want to go back to the Bogey team thing. I'm not sure how you guys define Bogey team. We lost in the last 2 games, but we hadn't lost to them before that ever in the Premier League. Just the last 2 games were really bad last year. But anyway,
How many times have we beaten them?
Once.
once, but we hadn't lost to them. We had never lost to them until last season. First we ever lost to them was last season in the league, Premier League. So anyway,
Does Bogey really mean you have to lose to them, or is it not just a struggle against them?
I mean, if
Put it into context. Because look at
then,
Everton.
there were 6 matches we hadn't lost to them. I wouldn't consider a Bogey team you'd never lost to. But again, the last season we lost to them twice. But again, I digress. Yesterday's game, the Liverpool game, was a nice confidence booster. I love what the manager did with the team, getting Convo in there, some confidence, playing Sarr, Pino. The whole narrative around Pino and Sarr was funny to me because, again, things take time. I'm going to do the same thing I did last year. I'm going to hold off and listen to any other Palace pods around this time. I'm going to go back in about 6 months and listen to all of them because they're all killing Pino and Sarr. And again, funny enough, one gets 2 goals, one gets goal and assist yesterday. That was really good. Benitez in goal. Luna just did the play ratings. Clean sheet for a guy who hardly ever plays was great. Sosa needs to work on things, but he's getting there. So I just think the squad's coming together nicely. I think the biggest issue is going to be our backup number 9. He's constantly injured, and you want to kill Mateta for not taking chances, but he's going to end up playing a lot more than he should be playing because our number 9 who backs him up can't stay fit. So for me, that's going to be a big issue. Lou and I mentioned that before. Maybe you move Sarr to the 9, but then you got another a number 10 issue. Is it Esse? Is it Uche? But right now, listen, that win was big. Not for the context of it because we're not winning the League Cup, but just to break that losing streak or non-winning streak was good. So looking forward to Brentford.
Are we not winning the League Cup as we thought we wouldn't be winning the FA Cup? Or
okay, can you do me a favor? Can you just take this thing off for a second? I want to show you something. Can you take off that preview thing? I want to show you.
Yeah, of course. You can put it on the screen.
Thanks. So, looking at this, do you really think that we have a chance to win? Because apparently the Premier League is not going to change our Premier League games. We have to play 4 games in 8 days. And then one of those games is going to be that League Cup game. So apparently now, look, going down here. So we play Man City on the 14th. We play Cups on the 18th. We play Leeds on the 21st. In between that, we end up playing Arsenal apparently somewhere in between those matches. So I know it happened once to I think Liverpool played like under 21 team. I'll take it off now. Played an under 21 team at one point. But to play 4 matches in 8 matches is 4 matches in 8 days is going to be absolutely, it's manic. You can't do it. So there's no way.
Though, Man City and Arsenal got that as well.
No.
Arsenal don't play their Champions League game.
Champions League will be done before then.
Yeah, the Champions League's done. That's the reason why Conference League is a bit of a bogey because you got the extra game in December that Champions League doesn't have. So my point being is that, I mean, Zeke joked about winning the League Cup. I'd love to win it. I said that before, but we're gonna have to sacrifice something. And I'm sure I'll ask you guys: would you rather sacrifice the League Cup or the Conference League? Honestly.
Yeah, I think we answered this question. Was it last show?
Yeah, exactly.
League. So yeah.
No brainer.
Let's see what happens. I mean, when it comes to that time, we'll see the state of the squad and where we're at, and then go from there. But yeah, it won't be easy, as we've seen. We just played 3 games in 6 days, but still managed to beat Liverpool at Anfield. So we'll have to see around that time. But focusing more on Palace side of things, Lou. Number 10s, as I mentioned, that's a boost. It is a boost, especially for Yeremy Pino, who you did have a lot of people talking about, he's not up to the standards, which was a bit baffling, I'll be honest. I don't think he's played particularly well in the last couple of games, I'll be honest, and that's the reason why he has been subbed off. But it felt like was reaching a point where some people were genuinely writing him off already.
Yeah, but they're just bums, really. People who write him off. It's just people trying to get dopamine hits on retweets and likes and trying to get people to agree with them or be ahead of the schedule just in case, preying on people's downfall. But anyone with eyes who understands football can see the ability. The Premier League is a tough league to adapt to. You take Florian Wirtz, who's 120 million, 130 million. I don't even like talking about price tags. He was considered probably the next generational talent, and best German talent to come out in years, goes to the champions of England and hasn't got a goal or assist in the Premier League so far. So he
look at
doesn't
it
come
the other
back.
way around as well, Lou, when you've got Kane and Elise going from the Premier League to the Bundesliga and absolutely tearing it up because they're finding it a lot easier.
Yeah, there you go. So yeah, it's just let it. You just got to let players land. And yesterday we spoke about it in the ratings. Pino's had that pattern of play that on the corner of the box cutting in, and a lot of the time the keeper's parried it, he's scuffed it, it's been blocked. He had those 2 chances against Sunderland, and today it went in. Yeah, last night it went in, which then is going to give him a lot of confidence for Brentford, and it'll be a very tough physical game against Brentford. So he's going to have to move the ball quickly. These are the type of games that do. You look at Liverpool last week. All their players who, like their technical players who make things happen, all struggled against the physical side. He'll be up against Coyote, who's one of the strongest, quickest players in the league I've seen. So yeah, he's going to have to be on top of his game. But obviously, the right back likes to go forward. Like I said before, the game is going to need something to open it up. So hopefully he can get on the score sheet or contribute in the Premier League this weekend.
Do you think certain games suit not only Pino but Sarr a bit better against Liverpool in the first half? They were kind of sitting back. I'll be honest, I was a bit surprised. They were just giving us the ball, especially at Anfield. I know they had a rotated side, but against Brentford, do you think he'll be? Well, you did suggest it'll be a difficult test, but can you see them performing on the same levels as they did against Liverpool? Sarr and Pino.
Well, Pino is more of an intricate player. He can play in between those lines. He doesn't rely on his pace. Whereas Sarr, Glasner said Sarr's better when he has space. It's just quick players that's just their game. Unless you're really good in a 1v1 situation where you can beat players at a standard position. That's why Zaha was so good. That's why he went under the radar, because he can genuinely beat any player from a standing position. And I think that's kind of gone out the game a little bit now. Like Hazard was the last best player at someone who can just get a ball. Defenders there, it doesn't really matter. They'll go past him. We don't really have those players. So it's going to be difficult on Saturday, no matter what, just because stylistically in the Premier League, you come up against so many different types of teams. And Brentford are on a good run. They're not coming to Palace needing a win. They're not in any trouble. So they're going to come here. They're going to make it difficult. They're going to sit in. They're going to play their game. They're going to do what we do to other teams. And it's on us to create our chances and be clinical. That's the biggest thing, because we do create chances. But can we put them away? Can we be ruthless? That's the main thing.
Yeah, and we did do that against Liverpool.
What have Brentford's possession percentages been like during games? Because I know we struggle when we have more of the ball, don't we?
Yeah, we have. Well, it depends on
we all know who the key player is this game. I don't know if I will say Adam Walton will be the biggest key player in this game.
Yeah, stat wise, they're 19th in the league, 40% possessions. They don't really want the ball, or they don't know how to get the ball. So.
They got really the player, I can't pronounce his name, that plays it's not Yar, it's
Yarmouk
and Henderson.
Right.
They've been working well. But really and truly, we should be getting what we should be winning that midfield battle against Henderson.
Yeah, and in terms of possession, I mean, I think they might give us possession in terms of
definitely
what they've done. It's about us, really. It's about what we can do, and we haven't struggled in every game this season when we've had possession. Maybe recently a bit more so. When I say recently, last few games, it feels like. Anyways, I need to look at it. But I mean, at the start of the season, even when we did have possession, we still create chances. The problem wasn't creating chances; it's about taking those chances. That was the most positive thing. So I think if Adam Walton is fit, which is a big if, Patrick, it'll give us a massive boost. But if he isn't, I mean, what do you do with the midfield, especially if we're going to be keeping the ball?
To me, it's Kamada Hughes. You saw yesterday at Liverpool that when Kamada is on the ball, he can create. He's very progressive with his passing. He created the opportunity for the Sarr goal. He's going to be the key if one can't play, because again, Hughes, wasn't number 10 when he was younger, but that's not really his thing. But you see when Kamada's on the ball, he looked to switch play, put balls into the final third. He's very progressive. He'll try and press the win balls higher up the pitch. So for me, and I mentioned this stat before, they played together now 5 times. Hughes and Kamada never lost as a Palace as a duo when they started together. So I have no problem. If it's Kamada Hughes, I'm fine with that. Hughes is now finding his feet again. Hadn't played for a little bit. Playing against Liverpool really helped him. But Wharton's a big miss, don't get me wrong. And I want to see Wharton Kamada in a perfect world. But if it's Kamada Hughes, I'm comfortable with that because, again, we can't just rely on the central midfielders to be the creative players. And when I say that, I mean Wharton. You have to have the 10s and the wing backs be involved. And again, somebody we struggled. We only struggled against Larnaca. We were fine against Bournemouth. I mean, we scored 3 goals. We were fine against Everton. We dominated the game until we got tired. So the narrative we struggled is not really true. It's just the Larnaca game. And obviously against Arsenal. And everyone struggles against Arsenal. So that's also not a good narrative. So for me, we've been fine, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So,
Damn squad's definitely a player to watch out for.
Yeah.
But I don't think I might say Brentford they're not that good defensively. They've been effective, but like they still let 2 goals in against Liverpool, and they were poor goals. They
haven't been bad though. They kept the clean sheet against West Ham. They only conceded 1 against City, and against United,
it's a lot of goals. That's a lot.
It's just a Fulham game. They struggled against Fulham away from home when they lost 3-1. But apart from that, it's not like they're very shaky. I think they're just in between. You can create chances against them, but they can also have those games where they can live.
I'll say Coyote versus Mitchell is going to be a very good battle. I don't know who plays on the right normally.
Sade. No, sorry, Sade's on the left.
Does Damgard play? Let me look at the line.
Damgard plays through the middle.
Watara,
Watara was. He's been a problem as well. Watara.
Right.
Yeah.
He's getting missed.
We faced Saka just against Arsenal. Look, even against Arsenal, they have quality players, both right and left hand side, and especially where Mitchell was playing, I thought we handled it perfectly well.
Yeah, I think
I'm not really worried about that in a defensive sake. It's more about what we can do to hurt them. Going forward. I think
Sade has always tried. He's always kind of nicked a few goals against us. Sade. I think Thiago. I think Lacroix will thrive off that battle.
Physically,
Thiago is really strong, but I don't think he has much pace. So it's going to be a really interesting game, man. It'll be a really interesting.
The good thing is in terms of how they're set up, it seems like they don't really. To be fair, they did against City. I don't think they're going to do that against us. They don't really go to that typical Thomas Frank back 5 if they need to. Like how they have 2 systems.
Yeah, but
against Liverpool they didn't, anyways.
Yeah, but Aya played. They basically had the Aya's a traditional centre back. He played left back.
Aya, Vandenberg, and Collins, exactly.
Yeah. So that's what gave Coyote the license to go. And then obviously you've got someone like Henderson who's happy to. Henderson done that role with Trent for years. That's what allowed Trent to do what he done. Trent would go and Henderson would drop into that, and he loves that little one round the corner with the pace of Watara and Shard. But we should be. If we're serious, we should be looking to get 3 points in this game.
Yeah. The only thing I think we genuinely can struggle with, which a lot of teams will struggle with, is if they go to like a back 5 and you can't have that extra player, especially with us, whether that's Munoz or Mitchell overlapping. I don't think necessarily they're going to be doing that with us, but they might do it in a way of...
They go 1-0 up.
Yeah, if they go 1-0 up. And I think we need to find the answer to that. I don't know about you, Nick. That's the only concern that I have. I don't really believe in this, like we struggle against low blocks stuff. I think it's more about teams. What do you do if your wing back is marked? That's the biggest question. Rather than the low block situation, like how do you now create those chances? Because how we create our chances, especially down the right hand side. I mean, Mitchell's been fantastic for us, but it's down the right hand side where we create a lot of our chances. Munoz with the overlap ball in the box. And then the rest is history. But I think for Palace, for us to progress to the next step is what do we do when we can't do that?
Give the ball to Kamada, who passes it to Pino, who plays a 1-2 with Sarr down the middle.
I mean, that sounds great if you're playing FIFA, but we wasn't able to do that.
We were playing Liverpool when we did it yesterday.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, the problem is yesterday we didn't really struggle.
There's only.
with the issue that I was talking about.
I'll be honest. To break that down, you have to have players who can beat players 1v1.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well, and that was where the issue really lies. And going back to this game, rather than talking about the defensive structure, don't go 1-0 down, because I could see Brentford potentially sitting back and saying, "Come and beat us." And I think Yeremy Pino's got the technical ability. He might sound a bit harsh, but Sarr is not that kind of player. Like Sarr, as we said at the start of the show, he will run in behind where there's space and use his strength and pace. When there's teams, when you have to beat a man one-on-one in tight spaces, that's not really the game.
I think another thing, it might not look pretty, but it's about, if you watch a lot of the margins are so small at the moment in the Premier League, and a lot of people are saying, it's crap, it's this and that. The quality and level is so high tactically that it's literally minor things that can give you the advantage. And I think winning, the team that win the second balls at the moment look like the team who normally come out on top. So maybe you're going to have to draw them out and maybe go longer, but your longer passes are going to have to be into the right areas and they're not just coming back. You got to get their line a bit higher. So then Sarr can run into some space and you get them turned, and maybe then you win a second ball and then you're on the front foot. But it's going to be tough either way.
You're talking about the skill levels, and it means that games are almost cancelling each other out. Games are cancelling themselves out, and it's the individual errors that are gaining the win. So the Canvo error against Larnaca, the Pino error in giving the free kick away. Those were the only two differences. Well, there was a lot of differences between Palace and Larnaca because we was all over them, but those were the only two differences in goals.
Yeah.
And
same with Arsenal. Same with Arsenal. It was the Pino mistake for the set piece, and literally we're nitpicking at Wharton, but like he switches off for half a second, and then you get punished. Like that's just how the Premier League works.
Yeah, and the positive, as I said at the start of the show, was that 3-0 win is great that we were clinical, but for me that clean sheet was very important. Even when we went 2-0 up, I honestly didn't care about the third goal. I was like, let's keep the clean sheet because, more time, of course, if you got that in your locker, then you're not going to be losing games. And that's, in the unbeaten run, I don't know how many 0-0s we had in the unbeaten run, but it just felt like defensively we were just conceding individual error goals, but it was not like a total mess defensively. It was just that one or two mistakes, and that would give a boost. I truly believe that the Liverpool game would give a boost to the whole of defense in terms of cutting out that one or two errors that have cost us goals. But in terms of the significance of this game, we're sitting, I believe, 10th now in the Premier League. If we do win, we can go back up to 5th. There's a very good opportunity, Patrick, for Palace. Brentford are a good side, but it's a side that we can beat, not should. I think that would be a bit disrespectful because they are a good side. And if we do win, all of these previous results, as I've said, I think after Larnaca or before Larnaca, when we drew against Bournemouth, people forget about them. If it's a big game in terms of the league table significance as well, as it's slowly now shaping up.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm looking at their results though. They lost to Forest 3-1. They lost to Sunderland 2-1, both away. They lost to Fulham away 3-1, and they lost to City at home 1-0. Their biggest win this season probably is the United win 3-1 at home, because they beat West Ham. I watched that game. West Ham were absolutely awful. You could say Liverpool, but we all know how Liverpool's really struggling right now. So they don't really have again, I would go back and say definitely Liverpool their biggest win. It's going to be a tough game. I think it's important that we do that we win this game. Again, we've got a little tough stretch now. We've got this game, the Larnaca game, and obviously the big game against Brighton coming up. Then we get a break, international break. So going into that break to win this game, and then obviously to me, Alkmaar becomes a massive game because of the loss to Larnaca. But it's an important game. You're right. We are currently in 10th, they're in 11th for a joint 13 points. We've got a better goal difference, but I think it's a game we can win for sure. Again, they've given us some. It's been tough. Again, I'm not going to call them a bogey team just because we lost to them twice last season, but we had not beaten them. We only beat them once. The 2023 3-1 home win. the manager, he's set piece manager. There was talks in the beginning when he got there that he wasn't doing a great job. He's bounced back. I think that honestly, Lou and I talked about in the past. I think the key in the past has been Thomas Frank. He makes great adjustments in game against Glasner. The changes to the 5 at the back. I think that's the key. I think we can get a goal up early. I think our pattern of plays have been really, really good. We got the 3 goals against Liverpool. I think I'm looking forward to the game. Not just going to be there, obviously, but I think it's a good opportunity. And I think you're right, D. I think it's an important game that we have to try and go out and get the 3 points because, again, a bit of a tough stretch coming up before the international break. We have to get back on a roll. And again, Liverpool game was a good start. I think the game against Brentford will be a nice way to kind of continue that positive run.
You mentioned Brentford's results. I just want to quickly mention Palace at home. How many home wins have we got this season?
Just Liverpool.
Just Liverpool. Exactly. So Brentford could
we haven't lost at home besides Larnaca. We haven't lost at home.
Well, in terms of winning games, these are the type of games that you should be. If you're not beating Brentford, I don't know who else. I'm not saying they're bad side, but
bogey side. They're our bogey side. Remember, they're our bogey side.
Well, everyone's going to be our bogey. Everyone feels like our bogey side at home this season. Clearly by the state of the results. But is the home form a concern for you, Lou? In terms of wins, we beat Liverpool and then Fredrikstad, which we saw that game. How it was a struggle, and
I just think the Premier League is really hard. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's a very, very, very tough league. Which is very hard to get wins in. That's just what it is.
Yeah,
home or away.
For you, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, it's the Liverpool win kind of makes you forget that all the other results were draws, but I can't think of any times where I've walked out of Sellers feeling pissed off. So we must be doing something right.
Yeah.
Look, just take the Premier League in general last weekend, yeah. How hard is it to predict the Premier League? To predict the results?
It is, but how comes
Sunderland just went to Chelsea and won 2-1. They couldn't get a shot on target against us.
So we played 4 games at home in the league and then 5 games away from home. So how comes we're 5th in the away league table in comparison to 16th at the home league table? I know teams are difficult, but could it be down to how we've seen as well? When you go away from home, you might be a bit more worried about getting hit on a counter, especially as well. So do you think it's a case of the styles of football? When teams come to Sellers Park, that they're more tend to sit back, and that's why we've struggled at home.
That's what I'd do if I was a manager.
Exactly, yeah. And I think it comes down to that really, and that's why we need to find a solution for that because away from table.
But Sunderland were lucky because it's our missed chances. It's not been able to break teams down. It's us not being able to score a goal. We've had the chances. I
don't really remember the Forest game, to be fair. Genuinely, I don't know why.
We can't really. You can't take those first couple of games because Brentford weren't the team. Brentford got beat 3-1 away to Forest on the first game of the season, but Forest have been terrible and Brentford have been better. Those first couple of games is like a feeler, but Forest at home we still created chances. We had Devaney starting, then we had Sunderland, which we should have won the game. Bournemouth should have won the game. Liverpool won the game.
And Bournemouth were arguably the best team I've seen us play against this year, and they seem to be more. Although they sat back, they did seem good at coming forward and having a go at us. And they seemed the team that had a go at us more than anybody else. And I can kind of see Brentford being a bit like that as well.
Hopefully. I mean, I'm feeling a bit more positive after this chat. Let's move on to score predictions. My least favorite part of the show. You're going.
I was going to say I'm first.
Before you argue about who goes first.
Jeez, calm down, buddy. Let me finish my sentence.
Buddy.
This guy said I'm first. Don't worry, we're gonna get to you.
I'm just saying I'm first before you start your shenanigans because you've been crying a bit recently.
No, I literally said I don't care about the prediction table. I think it's pretty it's just a fun
But you didn't.
table.
But you cared earlier. You cared earlier on in the season. Don't make Patrick go clip you up.
I just start of the season. There wasn't much to talk about.
I'm building a Rico case on you. I got files for days.
Can you just take down the things? I can put up the standings.
Yeah,
I don't mind. Thanks a lot. So,
I mean the least
So the standings as of yesterday, well, actually, let me go through the results. So yesterday, AJ got a point for the calling a win. So did Stan, and so did the great Nick. Even though he called Wharton to score, he didn't play. So me, T, D, Xavier, Louis, no points. So AJ first on 16, Stan second on 12, T third on 11. It's getting kind of spread out now. Nick fourth with 9, Louis fifth on 8. D and I, the great D, and the poor Patrick still tied with 7. It's interesting. And Xavier, man, he's getting relegated. That's all I gotta say. He's getting relegated. Not looking good, bro. In this case, fun. So for this game, Xavier's gone 2-1 Palace. T's gone 2-0 Palace. AJ's gone 1-0 Palace, and Stan's gone 3-1 Palace. I have yours, Nick. So before they argue about who goes first, do you want to just tell everybody out loud what you said?
I've gone for a Desmond.
Yeah, he's gone for a draw.
2-2.
Gone 2-2. So I'll go next while you guys argue. I'm going to go 2-1 Palace. I sense a win. I have not seen Palace. By the way, last season, I feel over 3 times. Didn't see a single loss. It better not change on Saturday. I swear. Otherwise. But anyway. So you guys want to, who's going to go next? I think I have down there.
It's me.
Yeah,
I'm going to go 2-1 Palace.
All right, that's good because I was not going to say 2-1 Palace. I'm going to go 1-0 Palace.
Cool.
So same as AJ. You went with you're going the AJ route.
Bro, I honestly, no. That's what I had in my head. If I'm going for AJ, trust me, it's better than going for either you or Lou.
No, I also thought 1-0. I also thought 1-0, but I feel like Brentford have got a goal in them.
Same with me. That's why I said 1 also.
I don't know. I just feel like it'll be a tight game.
Yeah. I hope you're right.
Yeah, let's see.
Hope you win. I don't care about. Hope
That's
you're
what
right.
I mean. I don't care who.
I don't really care about it as well. We're just doing it for the sake of it at this point.
Until you get one right, and start telling everyone they don't.
Yeah, exactly. What's he talking about? What's he on about?
I'm not really fast. So I'm not really just a prediction.
Can you just say that for the crowd again? I do not care about the prediction league.
Nick, go ahead. Sorry.
Go.
I was going to say, what's the prize?
There's no prize. There's no forfeit. This is our first time doing it. Next season we'll do some kind of prize or forfeit.
Patrick said he's going to send £1,000 PayPal.
That's not what I said.
You did say that.
He's going to wire £1,000 to the winner. And trust me, he's not going to wire £1,000 to himself because he ain't winning, Patrick. But so you don't have to worry about that.
There's a lot of games coming up.
Yeah, and someone's been struggling. Someone's been stinking their place with their predictions. I've started well, and then I slowly,
sound like you care about it.
I don't really care about it. Let's just end the show.
So you don't care about it.
Fourth, I'm getting a nosebleed in the league now. Fourth.
Yeah, Nick's doing well. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know about nosebleed. If I get this result right, I'm probably right there with you. So
you do care.
I don't care. I just literally.
So you don't care. Okay.
But if you have
enjoyed the show, I'm confused. Which one is it? You do or you don't?
I don't care.
He's busy. He'll talk later.
Yeah. I'm actually busy. That's why I'm trying to end the show, but no one's letting me end the show. If you have enjoyed the show, drop a like, subscribe, and let us know your score predictions and thoughts in the comment section down below. If you do care, if you don't care, then just drop a like. That's enough. We'll be back. Well, of course, the player ratings, it is out. It came out yesterday. So make sure to check that out. And of course, the reaction will be tomorrow. Non-stop content and plus a watch along as well with Lou and Tim, which I think they've got a decent record with the watch along.
Let's not jinx.
Yeah. So we'll see if that continues. But until next time, up the Palace.